thought I was downloading an open world RPG. Turns out, I'm not entirely convinced that's what this is. Because after several hours, I still couldn't tell you what genre this game belongs to. I was driving around the city, getting distracted by side content I didn't even know existed, and completely forgetting what I originally came for. Oh my god. But somewhere between all the chaos, I realized that this game had a lot more going on than I expected. This is Neverness to Everness, a game about whatever the fuck I was experiencing for the last 3 hours. Like gliding, animal abuse, and anime ass cheeks. Is it a driving game? Apparently not. A scooter simulator? That'd be perfect if you've ever wanted the thrilling experience of becoming a traffic violation. Maybe it's an exploration game. You know, with this completely realistic and historically accurate method of scaling a skyscraper. Every time I thought I understood what the game was about, it unlocked another activity. And through my confusion, I bought a new apartment, invited Chaos over, had sex with him, and jumped off the building. What the fuck are they wearing heels in the house? And with pajamas? Something is very wrong with these guys. Wait a second. How is the mail reaching my inbox? We are like 14 floors high. How is the mailman getting in here? This game also allows you to start your day off by committing federal crimes and end it as a small business owner. It looks like we're fucking speedrunning adulthood here. But wait a fucking minute, there's more. We got Tetris, we got Rock Band, we had sex with a man, and then you got the anomalies, which I assumed would be something I'd have to go looking for. Turns out, they had other plans. Fuck this. At this point, I don't think I was playing NTE anymore. I was participating in the world's most expensive attention deficit disorder simulator. Now, despite spending most of my playtime participating in every side activity known to mankind, there is actually a story here. At least I think there is. From what I've gathered so far, the city has been fucked into a coma by supernatural anomalies whose favorite hobby is violating the laws of physics and occasionally human rights. And naturally, it's our job as anomaly hunters to make their life a living hell, which mostly consists of meeting increasingly attractive people with increasingly complicated problems. You know, not once have I seen this guy open his eyes. So, the fuck's the point of glasses? As of version 1.2, the story isn't exactly trying to reinvent the wheel. You're investigating weird phenomena, uncovering mysteries around the city, and slowly piecing together what's actually going on behind all the fuckery. And honestly, that's perfectly fine. Because the story's biggest strength right now is not some earth-shattering plot twist. It's the fact that it gives you an excuse to keep meeting new characters and throwing yourself into stranger situations. One moment, you're investigating an anomaly. 5 minutes later, you're somehow halfway up a skyscraper, wondering how any of this is helping the investigation. Now, I've come to the conclusion that the main quest isn't actually a story. It's an elaborate distraction technique, like jingling car keys in front of a toddler, except the car keys are gambling, street racing, and organized crime. Give me your car, motherfucker! Oh. Okay. And one of the biggest surprises was how quickly the game throws you into the real progression loop. Because let's be honest, most gacha games aren't a sprint. They're a fucking marathon. A marathon where the finish line keeps moving, the track is on fire, and someone occasionally replaces your shoes with Crocs. The nice thing about NTE is that it gets you to the marathon part pretty quickly. The bad news? You still have to run it. Because once you reach the end game, the suffering begins. First you need the right main set, then you need the right main stat, because apparently, finding the right piece of equipment is no longer enough. Now it needs a resume, a blood sample, the sky has to be blue, and the stars have to align. The criteria to be met is fucked in its own way. And then comes the second layer of suffering, the substats. Because why settle for being disappointed once, when you can disappoint yourself multiple times? And if that wasn't enough, modules are basically little Tetris blocks that need to fit into your character's console, while also having the stats you actually want. So now, you're not just farming for gear, you're playing the world's most depressing game of inventory Tetris. The upside is that the stats you see are the stats you get. No gambling on whether your perfect piece gets ruined because the upgrade system decided to dump everything into the one stat you didn't want. So while Neverness to Everness absolutely still finds creative ways to disrespect your time and resources, it does one thing better than a lot of its competitors. It gets you to the suffering faster.
Oh, there's only one way to find out.
Do you die when you're dead?
Oh, shit!
Oh. Splat.
Yeah, did you take fall damage in this game?
I guess we'll find out. Characters. In NTE, everyone is an Esper. A fancy word for people who have stared directly into the face of reality and then proceeded to punch it until it changed its mind. This one manipulates time. This one controls an ass-eating Cyclops. This one treats a motorcycle like a melee weapon and everyone else like collateral damage. And well, apparently this one specializes in making coffee. Because every elite supernatural task force needs a part-time barista. So while one character is busy bending time itself, another can reduce damage taken by your method of transportation. Which honestly, might be a more suitable option for me considering how I let Jesus take the wheel. You can also just start giving them gifts. Not metaphorically, literally. You hand them items. They like you more.
What's more precious than the gift is you.
Wow, that was... wow. And eventually, they start trusting you enough that you can invite them to your home, even sleep on your bed. Some characters like alcohol, some prefer gas station dick pills, and all of them, for some reason, absolutely love handwritten letters. Just make sure you don't send them to the wrong person. That would be fucking weird. Now we can talk about the fucking degeneracy. And surprisingly, NTE is one of the more unique systems I've seen in a while. Instead of rolling through a normal banner menu, the game throws you onto what is essentially a giant board game. Every pull is another dice roll for this little fuck nugget to wander across the board collecting rewards. It's like Monopoly, if Monopoly occasionally rewarded you with anime women instead of financial ruin. The biggest thing? No 50-50. Meaning when you hit pity on a limited banner, you're getting that motherfucker.
One? You just need one, yo.
Going one. Oh! Okay. Let's go, Daddy Chaos.
Hey, we meet again.
Yo! The standard banner characters are genuinely usable. They're not just here to remind you that you lost a coin flip. And on top of that, the game hands out free 5-star weapons. These guys are doing something terribly wrong according to gacha standards. Now obviously, we're only in version 1.2. Things can change, future balance can change, future rewards can change. But right now, the game feels surprisingly generous, which is probably why I kept finding reasons to stay logged in. Oh my god. Unfortunately, giving me this much freedom was a terrible idea. Holy shit, because once this shit had successfully baited me with progression, pulls, and enough side content to destroy my attention span, I made the mistake of touching the multiplayer events. And that led me straight into the underground circuit, which on paper is simple. Straight racing with other players. In practice, it's more like getting jumped by the entire Fast and Furious cast, while your insurance provider watches from a distance and quietly raises your premium. Now to be fair, some of these multiplayer events have been a little irritating. Not bad, not fucking good either. Just irritating enough where you can feel your blood pressure trying to uninstall the game. And this race was going exactly how you'd expect. I was getting fucking folded. Oh my god. Absolutely dismantled by people who I can only assume were born behind the wheel. Oh my god. And then, in the middle of all this chaos, a random player does something I genuinely wasn't expecting. He stops and offers me a ride. What the fuck? This absolute saint drives me all the way to the nearest vehicle, drops me off, and speeds away back into the race like some kind of anonymous guardian angel sponsored by street crime.
Shit, I didn't know that was possible.
And mind you, this guy could have been way ahead of me. He had absolutely no reason to help at all. He could have left me there to die like a wounded animal. But he didn't. He chose kindness. Which is why it's unfortunate that life is a cruel and a deeply unserious experience. Because I ended up taking first place. So after all that, the Good Samaritan who rescued me from homelessness and public transportation basically delivered me directly to victory. Thank you for your service. I stole your podium. Anyway, sometimes the game hands you a scooter. Wow, I am fucking stuck. I don't know how to explain this politely, but the scooter sucks dick. Driving at high speed in this game is less of a transportation method and more of a physics experiment.
Fuck your car. Holy shit! Oh my god!
Because the faster you go, the less the city feels like a place, and the more it starts to resemble a pinball machine made of concrete. Uh-oh. Shit, gotta play it cool. Okay, 1 second, you're cruising. The next, you're ricocheting off buildings, clipping a sidewalk, and introducing your front bumper to someone's dream car at Mac Jesus. And somehow, it can get even worse. Uh-oh. Because if you hit the right speed, you can get launched clean out of the vehicle like it just rejected your existence.
What
Focus.
the fuck?
The city itself also has a weird amount of reactive nonsense happening at any given moment.
This guy's a fucking nut job.
At one point, I ran into thieves committing some fuckery nearby. I think we're in the wrong side of town, which naturally meant I had to intervene. Because apparently, I'm not just an Esper now, I'm also the neighborhood Batman. Which is honestly the perfect summary of this game. Oh my god. 1 minute, you're racing strangers in the underground street circuit. The next, you're stopping petty crime, or being arrested because the law finally decided you've had enough chances.
Don't point that shit at me.
Hold on, what did you say? Oh! And yes, getting arrested is apparently a thing. That's what makes Neverness to Everness so weirdly fun to talk about, because the best parts aren't just the systems on paper. It's the fact that the game keeps generating these dumb little moments where something goes catastrophically wrong, and somehow that's exactly what makes the city feel alive. Like and subscribe for more shitty content.